Hi there. It is undeniable that we have all been going through unprecedented times. The COVID-19 pandemic has challenged our way of life in all aspects, with society still being pushed to its limits. We're all trying to cope with the huge responsibility of protecting human lives, whether it be others or our own. Today, on International Women's Day, I feel it is my duty to speak to you about the impact of COVID-19 on women around the world. While most people's lives have been negatively affected by the crisis, research has shown that it is the jobs and the livelihoods of women that have been most vulnerable. Studies indicate that during the pandemic, global job loss rates of women specifically are nearly double than male ones. Reason being that the virus has significantly increased the burden of unpaid care, which is, mostly carried by women, childcare, elderly care, and other household chores. COVID-19 has significantly increased the time women spend on such responsibilities. Therefore, it is not particularly surprising that this workforce has been dramatically impacted. Further, in more vulnerable countries, deficits in digital literacy have limited women's entrepreneurship and made it even harder for them to rise from the crisis. Sadly, domestic violence has also showed an upsurge as family life changed, with tensions and stress building up. So what do? Nothing? Sit out the crisis and wait? Just sit there? Act later on? I am convinced that we as human beings must act now, and I encourage you to do so. The pandemic is a wake-up call on many fronts. We're reminded that we must tackle and address women's disparity in society along with gender inequality. We must remove the barriers to greater female labor force participation through more family-friendly working experience. We must professionalize childcare with public financing. We must promote women's wider access to digital media and allow women to sit at the decision-making table and play a leadership role in the walks of society. Women, world leaders, have excelled in dealing with the pandemic in their respective countries. We should acknowledge them and learn from their experiences and leverage these achievements to bring about the changes we all so desperately need in our own communities. As a great woman leader once said, make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievements. It is the responsibility of each and one of us. Let's raise our hand and choose to challenge.